I'm sorry to say, Mahindra workshop and Mahindra after sales service, as per my present experience, is one of the worst. They don't cooperate with their customers. Hi guys, welcome to your channel Driving for Wellness. This is about Mahindra TUV. My relatives had come to celebrate 2022 New Year, and they were put up at Statue of Unity. 1st of Jan was a Saturday. On 2nd, around 12 noon, I got a call from my relatives saying that the Mahindra TUV which he was driving, he is unable to apply the gears, and some kind of a knocking sound is also there. So I checked up with all the workshop owners in and around Statue of Unity at Bharuch. It's at Rajpipla, but I checked with the dealers at Bharuch and Ankleshwar and Vadodara also. But none of these guys gave us support on a Sunday. And this is, I am referring to Mahindra dealers. I spoke to the dealer on his cell phone at Ankleshwar also. And there again, he told me that it will cost me X amount to tow the car right up to his Ankleshwar workshop, which was 70 kilometers away. I agreed to pay that amount also. To be precise, the amount was somewhere around 10K. But despite that, he refused to look into the vehicle and said that he can do it only on a working day, and that too, that's Monday, that is the coming day. We waited till Monday, and on Monday we again requested him to tow the car to his workshop. I am referring to a Mahindra dealer at Ankleshwar, but he refused, flatly refused to take a look at the car also. Vadodara dealer also was not accessible. Finally, I had to go to an ex-Mahindra first choice dealer. That is, now Mahindra has exited their multi-brand workshops, and the guy who was with Mahindra first choice as their multi-brand workshop, he has now started his own business because Mahindra has exited the multi-brand workshop. Now Prakash Bhai was so nice. We will have a chat with Prakash Bhai also. He immediately wanted to help me out. He gave me a few references. However, none of them cooperated. He asked me to speak to some of the Mahindra dealers, but they also did not cooperate. And Prakash Bhai offered to tow the car all the way from Rajpipla, and that too at a very reasonable cost. Prakash Bhai charged me just about 6,000 bucks to tow the car from Rajpipla to his Vadodara workshop. It is very unfortunate. These Mahindra guys do a lot of chest thumping that they have the best after sales service in the market. They are one of the best workshops, and they have emergency assistance which anyone can avail. But then I am sorry to say, Mahindra workshop and Mahindra after sales service, as per my present experience, is one of the worst. They don't cooperate with their customers. Not only that, the spares are not available. Even when my car came to Prakash Bhai's workshop, that is Uniline, multi-line automobiles, he had a tough time procuring the spares, and what was needed was clutch plates. Which were the other parts? Clutch plate, pressure plate, and bearings, release bearing and flywheel. 4 parts: clutch plate, pressure plate, release bearing and flywheel. These were not available with the Vadodara dealer. Prakash Bhai had to dial the other dealers across Gujarat, and somehow he asked me for another 24 hours, and he said, I can get you all these spares latest by Tuesday evening, and I will ensure your car is delivered. I had to ask my relatives to get back to their destination on their own. They went by taxi, and I had to depute a driver to their destination to drop off their car. Now let's have a chat with Prakash Bhai and understand the dynamics of how exactly these things happen and what really happens with a Mahindra car. Over to Prakash. I am with Prakash Bhai. Prakash Bhai was instrumental in ensuring that the Mahindra TUV was repaired in 48 hours?
Yeah.
48 hours. Now, this is wonderful. See, a time when the dealer, the Mahindra dealer, does not cooperate, he does not ensure that even there is an emergency assistance for their cars which are traveling on the highways, and he gives a lame excuse of it being a Sunday. And despite being a Monday, also, he did not help me in ensuring my car is towed right up to the nearest workshop and fixed. That is where Prakash Bhai came into. I got in touch with Prakash Bhai and he helped me out. And he ensured within 48 hours my car was fixed. So here is Prakash Bhai.
Hello everyone.
प्रकाश भाई, अभी आप बताइए आपको क्या क्या दिक्कत आई गाड़ी को सेट राइट करने में?
नहीं, basically we first retrieved the vehicle to our workshop. Then we dismantled it to do the repairs and diagnosis initially, that what is wrong with the car. At that time we noticed that there is a burnout seen in the clutch plate and wear in the pressure plate. So initially we changed the clutch plate, pressure plate and the bearing. After that we again assembled this thing, and we were of the opinion that the flywheel may work. So initially we did not change the flywheel and we took a trial, but we were not satisfied with it. We again got it dismantled and then we changed the flywheel. But recently the flywheel design is changed, because of which we had to change the starter as well. So as a matter of practice, we shared all these details to the owner of the car. We educated him regarding the process and the stage of repairs, and then we got their approvals and we purchased the spare. We have taken the photographs and the documentation, the bill of purchase and everything from an authorized seller. And then we fitted the vehicle, we took the trial and then subsequently called them. And they also to send their representative and they took the trial and they were happy. This is how the process goes on.
Great. Now, Prakash Bhai, I would like to know some technical details. When they called me, some mechanic had advised them that you can drive your car very slowly up to Vadodara and put it in a workshop. I dissuaded them and I told them that engine can seize on the highway and you should not take this risk of driving when your clutch plate is down and you are not able to apply a couple of the gears in your car. Was it the right advice which I gave them?
Yeah, exactly. You should never drive a compromised vehicle. The same thing is mentioned in the service book also. See, the car alone is not there. The occupants are also there, and the safety is the paramount thing which should be in the center of all the processes. So, it is never advised to drive such a vehicle. It is better to keep the vehicle on a safe place and take some other mode of transportation. It is not at all advised, because no one has a judgment of how far will it go or how will it go. So it is not at all advised, and you have done absolutely the correct thing.
And engine will seize. See, this is for our benefit of our viewers. If engine can seize or there is a sudden breakdown on the highway, what exactly can happen? Let us say he took the risk of driving the car on the highway. What do you feel? What can happen on the highway? What will be the complications?
Actually, whenever the clutch fails, no, you cannot change the gears, right? So you are not in the control of vehicle, or you cannot ply the vehicle. At one point of time, it will be undrivable. It cannot be steered to any place, and it will stop suddenly at any moment, at any speed on the road. So that is very dangerous, and you should always avoid doing that. And that will always, see, these kind of things, no, they will aggravate the loss. You don't know that someone can hit you, or you can run off the road, and you can, enter into any kind of trouble. So that this is absolutely not warranted for any product or any breakdown.
Okay, so now when the car came to your workshop, I mean, you told me that you will check out on the clutch plates, the pressure plates, and the release bearings. What was the problem that you faced when you checked with the Mahindra dealer? I mean, you said initially that I think they have changed the rating or whatever what was that
Design.
design of the clutch plate and the pressure plate. What
Change the design of flywheel.
flywheel? So that means you are trying to say that the flywheel was not compatible with the present starter, which was already there in the car. Is that what you are saying? Yeah, kindly.
Yeah, such upgradations do happen in many products in many vehicles. See, as in when the vehicle is driven, no, they get customer feedbacks and they always try to improvise upon things. So the thing is that many manufacturers make it a practice that in case of such repairs, they will bear the upgradation cost. And in Mahindra, we observed that the clutch plate and the pressure plate, if changed, and after that, if we change the flywheel, no, the teeth of the flywheel should match with that of the starter. Now, if there is any lag, in case of local repairs, we can fit the vehicle and deliver it, but the duration or the longevity of the spares get compromised. That is why we should always take care that along with that starter should be changed in case of any design changes which we got approved from the client and then we have done the same.
Okay. So you mean to say, just because the flywheel design was changed and it was not compatible or the teeth will not adjust with the existing starter in the car, therefore you had to go for changing the starter also, right? So now, what about the release bearings?
Bearings have a certain life cycle, and I told you that a small breakdown, if not addressed timely, it will it will enlarge itself to the related components. And bearing being a moving part, it is most likely to affect it fast, and then the damage will spread to other components like it has done to the flywheel.
Great. Now the flywheel, I mean, you had sent me a video. There was one particular portion was slightly bent,
Yes.
and little portion was outside. Why does that happen? Is it due to improper driving or is it due to aging? What is the reason?
No, not exactly due to improper driving or we can relate it to aging. I mean, see, there are different kind of damages inflicted on the clutch plate and pressure plate. And there are different weather conditions also, whether it is driven more through the water or say it lacks in lubrication because of XYZ factors. So that is, I mean, that is quite variable. But the thing is that you cannot exactly define the cause, exact cause of damages to the flywheel, but we can relate it to the related components.
Okay. Now, Prakash bhai, my main query. This car has run 55,000 kilometers. It is 5 years old. It is 2016 model. In 5 years' time and 55,000 kilometers on the highways and city roads, do you think such a damage is possible? Can it be explained, or should we conclude that this is a defective spare part, or because every spare part has got a life cycle? Do you agree?
Yes.
Whether I drive my car, I don't drive my car, the part or the component or the spares, it has got a life cycle. Now, I want you to confirm whether the clutch plate, release bearings, and the pressure plate and the flywheel, they had outlived their life cycle or their lifespan, or is it that you felt, you also feel that such a thing should not have happened?
No, actually, what I feel is over and above the kilometer or the mileage the car has gone through, I do feel that it has something to do with time and aging. See, I personally I have driven Volkswagen vehicles. I have an Audi car, which I have driven very carefully and being a person from this field. Still, after 5 years, I had to change my flywheel. So that we cannot exactly relate to the design, but all the manufacturers know they have just being introduced to the upgradation in the gear trains or say automatic. So lot of evolution is going on. So I'll say that things are getting evolved, and like the engine, someday we'll get a transmission which will run through its life hassle free. This is what we expect.
Again, if the car has run properly, what is the lifespan of a clutch plate and a pressure plate? Can we say 55,000 kilometers is the right lifespan, or is it less? No doubt, I am asking you a very controversial question, because my take on this is that it does not run its lifespan. And I, as a customer, when I'm putting this much amount of money in buying a car, and that to a Mahindra TUV, and I find that after about 5 years time, I have to incur an expenditure of close to 60,000 bucks just to change the clutch plate, release bearing, and flywheel. This is totally unacceptable, because these modern cars are designed to last or without problems for about 1 lakh to 1 lakh 50,000 kilometers. When the engines are designed like that, I am very sure, I hope you agree, that engines will last for, before I open up the engine and change the piston or do something like that or change the block, it would have run close to 1.5 to 2 lakh kilometers. So when engines are designed, earlier Ambassador and Fiat engines, I'll have to open up after about 60 to 70,000 kilometers. But these modern cars, engines need not be opened up for 1.5 lakh to 2 lakh kilometers. So when engines have been designed, same thing holds good for the gearbox and the clutch plate also. Therefore, my personal take on this is that the gearbox and clutch plates have to last 1 lakh kilometers, which is not acceptable. And this kind of damage, Mahindra has to take recourse, or rather, I mean, they should compensate the customer for this kind of a loss at 55,000 kilometers. What do you feel? I mean, if you don't want to agree, you can disagree with me.
No, it is not about agreeing and disagreeing. All these are process and precision. I will rather put it on that. Let's see, in any component, no, many things are outsourced. Not everything is manufactured by Mahindra. So there are certain batches. See, recalls do happen in all the segments of car, from a 5 lakh car to a 5 crore car. Recalls do happen. But the strange thing is, what I want, what is my observation is 55,000 is not the end of life for such components. But if this happens that over and above 59, if it is less than 3 years or say 2 years, then it is a serious matter of concern. 5 years time, I think you can give benefit of doubt to the manufacturer.
That is very well put, very diplomatic. Okay, so now these new clutch plate and release bearings, what is the warranty time? What is the warranty period? Is there any warranty?
See, for the new spares, no, for any manufacturer, whenever they replace a new spare, they give a warranty, performance warranty of 6 months. That is a standard performance warranty of 6 months. This is what any manufacturer will give.
Okay. And finally, do you think the customer should represent this issue before Mahindra company? Do you think they will take cognizance of this and try to improve the clutch plate, or get in touch with the customer and compensate him for the loss? Is it possible?
I feel that, see, service basically, I think it is not an implementation of set of rules. Service should be an attitude which Mahindra, I guess, should communicate to the dealers, even if it is not possible on Sunday to retrieve the vehicle. At least they can put the customer in good space, good mental space. This is what we expect.
Great. So now I'll definitely show you the process and how the repair job was carried out. One important thing on long drives, we are supposed to be roadworthy. As a driver and also our vehicle. And if our vehicle has to be roadworthy, before any long drive, we have to ensure that it goes to the workshop, and whether required or not, we check out all the oils, gear oil, brake oil, differential oil, and of course ensure that brake servicing is done, caliper greasing is done, and most importantly, we have to ask the workshop owner to take a test drive and ensure we are able to apply all the gears and he is not able to visualize or foresee any kind of breakdown or damage as far as the gears are concerned. This is only a assessment, but then this assessment is very, very important, and I feel had this been done, possibly we could have identified that there is an issue with the clutch plate prior to start of the journey. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely. And you could have cut down on the repair cost as well. You could have saved the flywheel, you could have saved the bearings, you could have saved the starter.
So, how this, suppose this car had come to you and they had said that, look, we are on a long drive, so please check out. So, with regard to clutch plate, what you would have done?
See, clutch plate, no, it is a gradual wear and tear process. It won't be a sudden thing. So, customer, no, first they start feeling something odd that, see, the gear change is not usual. It takes longer to change the gears. So, it is like, see, you take care of your health. You should likewise see anything unusual you notice in your vehicle. You should get on to the right people, get it diagnosed. At the most, they will say that, okay, this is not an issue, it is a matter of practice, let it be. But by doing that, you can keep your car in good shape, you can keep the running cost low, and be happy about your vehicle.
Great. So, which means that a diagnostic test has to be done on the car prior to the start of any journey. Should we say it is the sonography needs to be done?
Yeah, I think it's a basic body checkup. It's like
Body checkup.
Not to that level.
Right. So the body checkup needs to be done, and more importantly, the 4 tires. I am very much thankful to Harpal Singh. आपने बहुत बढ़िया काम किया. Thank you very much. आपकी वजह से 2 दिन में गाड़ी ठीक हो गया और गाड़ी को हमने पहुंचा दिया ओनर्स के पास और सही टाइम पे काम हो भी गया. Thank you very much. Good speaking to you.